Okay. First thing on your note sheet, symbols in Flash. Symbols in Flash are your actors in Flash. These are the things in Flash that you are going to make move. Because Flash is all about movement. It's motion graphics. You're in animation class. Making things move is what animation is all about. Symbols are your things that you make move in Flash. The next question there is really the same question. Symbols are your actors in Flash. I'm going to call your symbols actors in Flash. When you read Flash tutorials and training scripts, a lot of times they will say refer to actors, or they will say symbols. I'll use both words as the exact same. As you work in Flash, it's good to think of Flash as if you are a movie director, and these symbols are your actors that you're telling what to do on the stage. Okay? There are three different types of symbols in Flash. There are graphics, there are buttons, and there are movie clips. Okay, I'll let you write those down. The first one is graphics. The second one is buttons. And the third one is movie clip. Now, a little bit about each. Graphics are the simplest actors in Flash. That's what we're going to start with today. Graphics are simple. And write down this phrase. This phrase, it may not mean a lot right now, but as we go in Flash, it'll mean more. They are timeline dependent. Yeah, they are timeline dependent. Graphics are timeline dependent. That means they can only use the time that is on the given timeline. Okay? The next symbol there are buttons. Buttons will apply interactivity to your Flash animations. They supply interactivity. You can apply you can apply actions to all these types of symbols, but buttons you can think of when you work on web pages, navigations, you have buttons you can click on to go to certain things, or even when you get on the elevator, you press the elevator button and it makes something happen. Same thing with buttons in Flash. They apply interactivity. Now, the last one is a movie clip. A movie clip is the most complex actor in Flash. It is timeline independent. Movie clips are timeline independent. As we go forward in Flash, when we get there sometime in the middle of next week, most of your actors will end up becoming movie clips. Okay? They're timeline independent. Now, I'm going to make an actor. I'm going to bring an actor over into Flash. First, I'm going to start in Photoshop here. Or try to. Let's bring up Photoshop. I have Photoshop here, and we did a little with Photoshop a few days ago. And here's a basketball. I cut out the background on purpose because I'm going to have this basketball move across the stage in Flash. Okay, that's my goal today. I have my basketball. I'm going to go File, and I'm going to use the Save for Web and Devices I showed you before. I'm going to make it a PNG, and you notice it makes the background transparent. And I'm going to save this. It'll prompt me where I want to save it to. I'm going to go to my H drive. And where can we go? Second hour web. I have a then, now, and later folder. Yesterday I told you should save everything in a folder. And I did this earlier, so I'm going to save over the basketball that's there. Yep, we'll replace it. I'm going to go back into Flash. And I am going to import a picture. And I'm going to do that by going File, Import. You know what? I'm going to import it into my library first. And we'll import that basketball. And yes, we'll replace the existing item, sure. I say OK. Now, you don't see it, but if I press F11 and bring in my library, there it is. Okay, there's my basketball. I can move over and utilize. And before I bring the basketball over, I think I showed you this before, I'm going to modify my document. I will change the color to kind of a light brown color. Say OK. And I'm going to bring over my basketball. You know what? I'm going to leave the basketball kind of halfway on stage, halfway off stage. Now I'm going to make a graphic out of this. I'm going to make a graphic. I'm going to right-click, convert to symbol. Remember, symbols are your actors in Flash. I've converted it to a symbol, and we're going to call it b-ball. Okay? We'll keep it a graphic. I have the option of changing the registration point. Okay, a couple questions above there, the registration point. The registration point is the point that the action will be based around. Movement will be based around the registration point. Most professional animators have the registration point in the top left-hand corner. And we'll do that for this one. Sometimes I will move my registration point to the center. That helps keeps things, I don't know, I've done the center when I do some different tweening. That seems like it's more beneficial if the registration point's in the center. But I'll tell you what professionals do. Professionals always have the top left-hand corner. Okay, so let's say b-ball. And when I do that, subtle change. In fact, I'm going to undo this and do it again. Undo, convert to symbol. Look at the basketball now. The box around it is a gray line. I right-click. I convert to symbol. B-ball. Graphic. I say OK. Blue box. See the little cross there? That's the registration point. The movement will always be based on the registration point. All right. Now, we have a graphic, and we're going to apply a tween to this. We're going to do a classic tween. Now, you're learning Flash from me, and I've been doing Flash since 2002. Flash changed a lot about 3 years ago, and it's added a lot of options to it. I'm not an expert on those options. We're going to get into those by the end of the term. But we're going to work with what's called the classic tween, is what Flash called, it was its motion tween up until 2007, 2008, okay? And it added a lot since then, but this is easier to learn than the new stuff, and we will get into the new stuff in a few weeks. We're going to apply classic tweens. A classic tween will make something move across the stage, okay? Actually, classic tweens will do a little bit more than just make things move. There are 4 things you can do with a classic tween. You can make something move. That'd be changing the x and the y coordinates. We talked about x and y coordinates a few days ago. You can make things move. You can change the dimensions. That's changing the width and the height. Change the width and the height. You can change the color options, which would be making things become invisible. So width, height, x, y, color. You can change those things. And the last thing you can do, 4 things you can do, is you can do any combination of those. So you have something fade away and become small at the same time. All right. Now what we're going to do today, all I want to do is, I really want to emphasize this classic tween. We're going to look at it, the whole concept again tomorrow, because like I said, this is the concept that's going to make or break the next 8 weeks in this class for you. We're going to do something really simple. We're going to make it move. So I have the ball I've imported. I've right-clicked. I converted it to a symbol. It's on frame 1. I'm going to go to frame 25 and insert a keyframe, and I'm going to move the ball off stage. Oh, we're going to move it all the way off stage. Okay, so the ball's off stage. Then, on any frame in between, I'm going to right-click. I'm going to choose the classic tween option. Do not choose the motion tween. Choose the classic tween. And then look what's going to happen. Whoa, my ball's going to go across stage. You know what I may do? I know Flash repeats itself. So to make it look seamless, what I'll do maybe here is move the ball off stage. It goes across stage, ends off stage. So when this movie repeats itself, test movie, whoa, I got a ball going across the stage. Kind of cool. That is a classic tween, making something move across stage. We may have the option, let's see in the property toolbar. Look what I'm going to do in the property toolbar. I'm going to change that to clockwise. What's that going to do? That's going to make the ball roll across stage. Control, test movie. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I'll make it stop now. All right. Okay, one more time how I did this. Let's actually do a brand new layer. Let's scrap this layer. I import an object, which is now in my library. Now let's look in the library, because I've already imported this. I have the basketball PNG and the basketball actor. And you can tell as you work in Flash, symbols have their own icons beside them. This is the icon for a graphic. We're going to drag out our basketball. We're going to put it off stage left. And we'll extend this a little bit longer this time. We'll go to frame 50, press F6, move the basketball off stage right, right-click any option between, classic tween. In the property toolbar for the tween, I can change that to rotate, and we'll do counterclockwise this time, which will look odd, but that's okay. Control, test movie. Whoa. So it's actually rotating the opposite way it's going. Yeah, I'm playing with physics. I can do that because, yeah, I'm the webmaster or something like that. Okay. All right. So that's how you do a classic tween. My goal today is that you understand and can master a simple tween like this, a classic tween.